Hello Drive Radio fans, back here for another review, and today we are taking a look at the 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport 2.0T. That is the trim. It sounds like a long name, but that is the actual trim package for this car. There's several other packages that they have: a Sport, Eco, Limited. They actually make a hybrid model of this car. But this is the long review of the 2015 Hyundai Sonata. So let's take a look around. We'll talk about the features of this car. One thing I will point out right here, you'll notice this is Hyundai's adaptive cruise option right here, which for the money, this car, which as it sits right now is about $34,000, just a tad over that. You get a lot of car for the money. You get a lot of things on the interior: heated, cooled seats, adaptive cruise, lane departure warning. It'll actually kind of steer the car for you as you go around the corners here. The 2.0 feature, I will point this out really quick. These wheels, these 18-inch wheels, are specific to the Sport 2.0T model. What's new on the 2015 model from the 2014 is it's a larger cabin, more legroom, especially as we get into the rear seats here. We'll show you that. The downside is there's a little bit less headroom with the swooping, and as we kind of get onto the lighter side, we'll show you the quad exhaust is a part of the Sport 2.0 package, as well as sport stitch seats. We'll kind of go, you can definitely see the Sport 2.0T package here. We'll go along to the side here, and I will point this out just because it's easier to see over here on the side. And that is the sweeping headline. So you can see it has a very nice look to it, very sleek looking car. This causes you to have less headroom if you are a taller individual. So myself, I'm about 5'10", my fiance's about 5'6", 5'7". She didn't have any issues with it. My dad, who's about the same height as me, 5'10", did not have any issues either. But if you probably get into that 6'1", 6'2", or taller range, you're probably going to have a little bit difficult. But in all fairness, if you're going to be in a car like this versus an SUV, you're going to have headroom issues most of the time. And I will point this out, something I really do like what Hyundai's done. This all black roof, this panoramic roof, to where the sunroof literally blends into the car. You can't tell that it's there unless you sit in the car. And if we had the actual privacy shade closed, you wouldn't be able to see at all. So overall, car works really well. Before we get into the driving portion, I will point this out. This car is equipped with the Ultimate Package, which adds about $5,000 to the price tag. So base price, you can actually get this Hyundai Sonata for under $28,000, and or under $30,000. We'll get into more of the details as we get into the driving portion here in a second. But one key feature as well: 28 miles to the gallon is what we average. Really great for this car, some nice horsepower. We'll talk about that here in a second, but let's take a drive in the 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport 2.0T. Okay fans, we're in the driving portion of the 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport 2.0T. First thing I'll point out in the back seat here is the panoramic sunroof. That is an option with the Ultimate Package. As you can see, really is nice. I will show you real quick how easy it is to do. I can just close the shade very, very easily. Power shade, not a manual shade. Very nice to where if you just wanted privacy, or especially here in the winter time, we want to keep the cars warm, you can do it, and it's very easy to, again, open it. Fast, works extremely well. We'll kind of point this. I didn't do this in the. It's hard to show you when we're doing the other portion. We're easy to show you now. A lot of storage in here, a lot of pockets here, a lot of leg room. Again, my dad's about 5'10". He's in the camera. Some vents there. Quite a bit of spaciousness in this car. So we'll kind of show you. I will say this about Hyundai and their infotainment system, which comes with Blue Link, which is Hyundai's kind of version of their linking with the phone. This works well. This is their home screen, which gives you options to obviously you have we have the radio off here, but we'll turn it on and kind of just turn it down for you so you can see. You can access any of the screens right from this home screen. So if I wanted to go into the nav, you just tap the nav, you go there. Okay, if I want to go back to the home, hit the home button. Want to go to the radio, goes to the radio, boom, you're there. One nice feature here is if you have the Sirius XM package, you can actually pause your Sirius radio and listen to it later if you wanted to. It has some different recording options that you can do. So really a lot of cool features in this car. And again, a huge feature for us is the presence of physical buttons along with the presence of the touchscreen. Everything that is on here on the touchscreen you can actually access down here from the control panel. So nice features, really like that. Again, adaptive cruise on this car works tremendously well. Don't know how else to say it. Heated, cooled front seats, heated seats in the back. Car works really, really well. We'll kind of get for a driving portion. Let me put my seatbelt on so it's not going to ding at us here. We'll point this out if we can kind of see this. Again, we show you this just to see for personal preference. It does turn as we kind of turn the car. So my grid lines move as I turn the steering wheel, so I really can see where I'm at. Shows me the width of the car. Works really, really well. One thing as we get going here that I will point out here, this car does have several different drive modes you can select. Obviously Sport, Eco, Normal mode. Also has this, it's called an auto hold button, which right now I can take my foot off of the brake, and you can kind of see it right there. You can see it's lit up green right there. I'll press the gas and it'll go without green, but I'll show you here really quick. So it just went green. I'm going to release my foot off of the brake, and we are still in this, and we're still not moving. The tail lights are still illuminated, so you don't have to worry about that. So some people would call it a lazy feature. To me, it's a nice feature. You don't have to sit at a stoplight that long with your foot on the brake if you don't want to. So we'll kind of head out. This is the front wheel drive version of this car, and in the snow here in Colorado, we had several icy days. Worked really, really well. Has quite a bit of horsepower in here. 200 plus horsepower in this car, in this turbo. I'm hesitant to kind of get on it, especially with the snowy conditions we've had. But if you have a dry road, which we'll possibly get to over here, this car works really, really well. One thing I will point out, which my dad did mention in the long review, the quietness of this car. I'm going to kind of pause here in a second and just listen to how you don't really hear much road noise. So we'll pause. So I know it's kind of awkward silence there in the video, but this car, for what you're paying for, $34,000, almost $500, works well, has a lot of nice features. Interior, very smooth. We're going over a pretty bumpy road here, and you don't feel it. And normally we'd have kind of a feedback, but Dad, how does it feel in the back seat there with all the room and the ride?
It's very comfortable. Lots of room in the back seat. And again, as I said, my review, which I was the short review, Richard did the long review here. Fantastic car. Hyundai did a great job.
They really did. Very spacious, very large cabin. There's a lot of hip room back there. Not necessarily for anyone overweight or anything, but it's just nice to have more room in general when you're traveling in a car. And we're kind of getting up here to a road, but it's hard to show you the power of this car. The turbo works very, very well. If you want to get up and go, merge with traffic, this car works well. And on top of that, you're able to average 28, 29 miles to the gallon. And if you were just highway, you'd be able to average 31 miles to the gallon very, very easily. So again, this is the interior or the driving portion. Let's go do the interior portion of the 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport 2.0T. All right, fans, we're back from the driving portion, and as always, hopefully you enjoyed the driving portion. We wish you could be in the car with us. We're kind of experimenting with some new ways on how to do that a little bit more, but again, get out and drive these cars for yourself. It's the only way to find out if it's a car for you or not. But we're kind of here on the trunk portion of the Sonata. We'll point this out. It does have a nice little feature here. You just push it, it opens up. It's not automatic, but you get that nice little push, and it's going to open up almost halfway. And it's a very light trunk to where you just have to lift very slightly. Goes up. Does have the nice coverings here over the metal piece of the trunk, so you're not having to look at that, you can say. Very nice and spacious trunk. We were able to fit quite a few groceries in here, quite a few bags. You could fit 2, 3 golf clubs in there easily. Nice features of being able, and I'll point over here in the sunlight so you can see better, being able to pull down the front seats without having to walk all the way around. And again, a nice pull down trunk feature. You're not too difficult. I will point this out. I didn't point this out in the first portion. Love the head or the tail lights that Hyundai has put on here. The look that it gives, which has the kind of the LED feel to it, I really, really like it. I don't know how else to say it. Really like the look of this rear spoiler. This car honestly worked very, very well. But with that, we'll kind of come around to the rear, the passenger side here, and I'll unlock the car. We're able to hop in, and one definite pro of this car is the rear room. This car seat is all the way back. This seat is in the exit position. I have more than enough room. Again, I'm 5'10". This is an extremely spacious car for just above $30,000 fully loaded. I don't know how else to say it. That's a one huge plus. You can see the headroom. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sitting in the back here. I have probably a good 2 inches or so above my head. So really, it's a very nice car. You can see the sunroof comes all the way back, so your rear seat passengers can see out as well. Has some vents back here. Seats. We'll point this out too. On a $30,000 car, you have a nice sunshade back here. Really great value, and I don't know how else to say it, but you get a lot of car for the money. Love what they've done with this kind of carbon fiber looking. It's not carbon fiber, but carbon fiber looking here, and you have the windows here. And actually, I was mistaken. You do have heated passenger seats on this model as well as other models. It's available. One nice thing about Hyundai, as we get around to the front here, that they have done, a lot of the options that are available in the higher trim levels that are standard, you can actually get as options on the lower trim levels. So if you like something in the higher levels, you can choose it here. But we'll open the passenger seat and we'll go around to the front. Okay, fans, we're kind of around to the front portion, and we went over a lot of the interior features as far as the infotainment system and the driving portion. We'll point this out. The nice stitching here, that is this part of the Sport 2.0T package, the sport seats here, a lot of extra legroom, a lot of cabin room. One thing about this cabin, and you can see the turbo here, which we talked about in the driving portion, the engine that's in this car, the horsepower that's available. One thing about this car, very spacious cabin. I don't feel cramped at all. I feel like I have plenty of room, nice storage, nice cup holders here, nice spot, which I will say this, a lot of people aren't putting this in, but I'll take my phone out of my pocket here, put my phone here, and it's not going to go anywhere. A nice feature which a lot of car companies aren't putting in anymore. There's no place to put your phone. You either got to put it in a cup holder or put it someplace else. Nice feature. You do have some storage here with some outlets right in here to your auxiliary or USB ports. Some other different features which we kind of tried to show you in the driving portion are the steering wheel. Full controls on the steering wheel, which is very nice. It's not cumbersome to use. This is actually one of our most favorite systems to use in terms of steering wheel controls, infotainment. I would say pretty close to the perfect combination of hard physical buttons as well as touch sensitive controls. Definitely an upgrade and a huge plus in my mind for this car. But overall, really enjoy this car. Very comfortable to drive. Again, in the driving portion, hopefully you could see that. Overall, this car works great. And for what the price of it is, which is, like I said in the beginning, that starts out in the 28s, just above 28,000, and can get with the ultimate package about 5,000 more, so you're right about that $33,000, $34,000 mark. This car gives you a lot of different features for a pretty affordable price tag. And especially in 2 years, 3 years, when you're buying this car used, you'll be able to purchase this car for a very affordable price. But again, this has been the review of the 2015 Hyundai Sonata Sport 2.0T. Richard Rush, John Rush Drive Radio. Thanks for joining us. All right, Drive Radio fans, thank you for joining us for our latest review. If you like this review, check out our website, drive-radio.com. We have a lot of cars, tips, and tricks that you can find on there if you're a car lover like ourselves. If you like the website, like our reviews, head to the YouTube page, Drive Radio, no spaces. You can check out a lot of our other reviews there. If you like those reviews, we have a radio show set every Saturday from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. here in the Denver market. You can find us one of 3 ways. First way is on the website, which is 560thesource.com. You can find us on YouTube. We stream every episode live, or you can check us out on the TuneIn app, which is just 560 The Source. You can download that straight to your phone. But thank you for joining us. We appreciate all your feedback.